Every repair shop has its regulars, motorcycles that keep coming back with the same expensive problems. But then there are the machines mechanics almost never see. Not because nobody rides them, but because they simply don't give them much to fix. Today, we're counting down 15 motorcycles that have quietly earned the trust of technicians by avoiding the breakdowns that sideline so many others. And by the time we reach number 1, you'll meet the bike many mechanics say is one of the worst things that can happen to their repair business. Number 15, Honda Shadow 750. To understand why this list exists, look no further than the cruiser market. For decades, traditional V-twins were notorious for vibrating themselves apart, leaking oil, and demanding constant garage time. Then came the modern redesign of the Honda Shadow 750. Rather than chasing raw horsepower or pavement-shredding torque, Honda engineered this machine to do one thing: turn gas into endless, uneventful highway miles. At the heart of the Shadow sits a 745 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin, engineered with longevity as the priority instead of headline horsepower. Honda resisted the temptation to squeeze every last ounce of performance from the engine, choosing conservative tuning that keeps internal stresses low. The result is a power plant that happily piles on mile after mile while asking for little more than routine servicing. What really separates the Shadow from many competing cruisers is everything that doesn't go wrong. Its dependable shaft drive eliminates the constant chain and sprocket wear that eventually drains so many owners' wallets. The liquid cooling system keeps temperatures steady in stop-and-go traffic, helping protect seals, gaskets, and vital engine components from years of unnecessary heat. Serious valve train failures are uncommon, charging system problems are surprisingly rare, and mechanics almost never find themselves tearing one apart for major engine work. On older carbureted models, stale fuel can occasionally create headaches after long storage, but that's neglect, not poor engineering. Later fuel-injected versions erase even that concern. That dependability carries over to the used market. Clean examples typically sell between $3,500 and $6,500, making it an incredibly smart buy. It won't be the loudest bike at the diner, but it will outlast almost everything else on the road. Imagine walking into a viewing holding all the cards. You know the fair price, you know your opening offer, and you know the exact number where you walk away. That's how you knock hundreds, even thousands off the asking price. Our buyer's kit hands you those numbers for just $49. Negotiate from facts and never overpay again. Scan the QR on the right or tap the link in the description. Right away, knowing you got the best deal. And the next machine disappears for a different reason. Altogether, it was designed to shrug off punishment that would send most motorcycles straight onto a service stand. Number 14, Yamaha V-Star 650. While the Honda Shadow we just looked at relies on liquid cooling to keep temperatures down, Yamaha took a radically different route with the V-Star 650. They looked backward to classic cruiser styling, stripped away the radiators, and built an absolute masterpiece of air-cooled simplicity. Produced from the late 1990s through the late 2010s, this unassuming cruiser earned something far more valuable than flashy reviews: the quiet respect of mechanics. Ask enough seasoned technicians which cruiser almost never comes in with a blown engine or failing transmission, and the V-Star's name surfaces again and again. Its 649 cubic centimeter air-cooled V-twin is the definition of honest engineering. Yamaha resisted unnecessary complexity, pairing a low-stress engine with a dependable 5-speed gearbox and a virtually maintenance-free shaft drive. That means no chain adjustments, no worn sprockets, and none of the expensive drivetrain neglect that catches so many rival cruisers. Better still, the air-cooled design eliminates radiators, water pumps, and coolant leaks entirely. Clean used examples usually sell between $2,500 and $4,500, making this one of the smartest values on the market. It isn't the quickest cruiser you'll ride, but when years pass without an unexpected repair bill, horsepower suddenly matters a lot less. But simplicity alone doesn't guarantee the strongest shop record. The next machine comes from an entirely different corner of motorcycling and quietly disproves the idea that modern sport bikes are maintenance nightmares. In fact, many technicians are surprised by just how rarely they have to open one up for anything serious. Number 13. Kawasaki Ninja 400. People often assume an affordable sport bike must have been built by cutting corners. Professional mechanics know that's not always true. The Kawasaki Ninja 400 is inexpensive because it's engineered intelligently, not cheaply. Since arriving in the 2018 model year, it has quietly earned a reputation as one of the most dependable, lightweight motorcycles on the road. Visit an independent repair shop, and if you spot a Ninja 400 on the service lift, it's usually there for routine maintenance, fresh tires, brake pads, or the occasional beginner tip-over, not because something major has failed. It's 399 cubic centimeter liquid cooled. Double overhead cam, parallel twin engine, delivers lively performance without constantly pushing its internal components to their limits. That conservative design has paid off with outstanding long-term durability. Mechanics rarely encounter widespread valve train failures, cooling system problems, charging system faults, or transmission repairs on these motorcycles. The electronic fuel injection also eliminates many of the carburetor headaches that plague older entry-level machines. A handful of heavily abused early examples experienced premature clutch wear, but Kawasaki strengthened later production, and the issue never became widespread among normally ridden street bikes. Today, clean used examples typically sell for between $4,500 and $6,000, making the Ninja 400 one of the best values in American motorcycling. It proves that genuine reliability isn't about engine size. It's about giving mechanics almost nothing to repair. So let us know in the comments. Which motorcycle have you owned that almost never needed anything beyond normal maintenance? We'd love to hear your experience because real ownership stories often reveal things spec sheets never can, and your advice could help another rider avoid an expensive mistake. And the next motorcycle earns its reputation through an entirely different recipe, replacing modern sport bike sophistication with old-school toughness that has been winning over mechanics for decades. Number 12. Suzuki Boulevard C50. From a distance, the Suzuki Boulevard C50 looks like a high-maintenance, heavy American cruiser. Beneath those classic retro fenders and thick chrome forks, however, lies a masterclass in modern Japanese reliability and electronic efficiency. Arriving in 2005, this cruiser has quietly built a name for itself by staying on the road instead of occupying a service bay. Ask seasoned mechanics what usually brings one through the shop doors, and the answer is almost boring. Fresh fluids, new tires, brake pads, and routine inspections. Major mechanical repairs? Those are surprisingly uncommon. Beneath its classic styling sits an 805 cubic centimeter, liquid-cooled V-twin built with one purpose in mind. Dependable miles, not dyno sheet bragging rights. The engine is tuned conservatively, producing smooth, usable torque while keeping internal stress low. That formula has allowed countless owners to pile on years of riding without ever needing the engine open. The real secret is everything the Boulevard avoids. Its shaft drive eliminates the constant chain maintenance many cruisers demand, while liquid cooling keeps temperatures steady during long summer rides and stop-and-go traffic. Transmission failures are exceptionally rare. Clutch assemblies routinely last for years, and oil leaks or serious internal damage seldom become a mechanic's concern. Even high-mileage examples usually require nothing beyond normal wear items and scheduled maintenance. Clean used models typically sell between $3,000 and $5,500, making the Boulevard C50 an outstanding value for riders who want relaxed touring with remarkably low repair costs. But some motorcycles earn trust not through old-school simplicity alone, but through smart engineering that keeps major repairs almost completely off the schedule. The next bike has become a favorite among high-mileage riders for exactly that reason. Number 11. Honda NC750X. Some motorcycles impress you during the test ride. The Honda NC750X impresses you years later when it still hasn't given your mechanic anything interesting to fix. Since arriving in the mid-2010s, this practical adventure bike has built a reputation that's almost boring, and that's exactly why owners love it. In many repair shops, an NC usually rolls onto the lift for fresh tires, brake pads, oil changes, or a new chain, not because something expensive failed. At its heart is a 745 cubic centimeter liquid, cooled parallel twin engineered for longevity, not lap records. Honda deliberately tuned it for strong low-end torque and modest engine speeds, reducing stress on the pistons, valve train, and transmission. Even the available dual-clutch transmission has earned an outstanding reliability record when serviced on schedule, proving that modern technology doesn't have to mean more headaches. Clean used examples typically sell between $5,500 and $8,000, making the NC one of the smartest buys for commuters and long-distance riders alike. It won't overwhelm you with horsepower, but it will quietly pile on miles while many flashier machines are waiting for repairs. Still, one motorcycle takes a different path to the same result. Instead of focusing on practicality above everything else, the next machine blends everyday performance with a reliability record that keeps workshop visits remarkably uneventful. Number 10. Yamaha FZ6. By the time a motorcycle has been on the road for 2 decades, mechanics usually know every weakness hiding beneath the bodywork. Some become regular visitors because of charging system failures, worn valve train components, or expensive transmission repairs. The Yamaha FZ6 earned the opposite reputation. Instead of keeping repair shops busy, it became known as the motorcycle that simply kept running. That's exactly why experienced technicians still recommend it to riders looking for one dependable machine that can handle almost anything. Power comes from a 600 cubic centimeter liquid, cooled double overhead cam, inline-4 engine derived from the legendary YZF-R6. Yamaha wisely retuned it for real-world riding, sacrificing a little peak performance in exchange for stronger mid-range power and significantly lower mechanical stress. The result is an engine that routinely surpasses 75,000 miles, with many examples exceeding 100,000 miles without major internal repairs. Mechanics also appreciate what rarely goes wrong. Serious charging system failures, cam chain, tensioner problems, and gearbox repairs are uncommon, while the fuel injection system eliminates many of the carburetor headaches found on older middleweight motorcycles. Most workshop visits involve little more than chains, brake pads, tires, or fork seals after years of use. Originally priced at around $6,999 new, clean used examples now sell between $3,000 and $5,000. The FZ6 proves that one intelligently engineered motorcycle can deliver genuine sport bike excitement without becoming a mechanic's paycheck. But the motorcycle coming next takes durability to another level, earning legendary status by surviving mileages that many motorcycles never live long enough to see. Number 9. Suzuki SV650. Walk into a local track day paddock, a crowded city motorcycle parking lot, or a beginner riding school, and you will see the exact same machine, the Suzuki SV650. Very few motorcycles can cater to completely opposite ends of the riding spectrum while maintaining a mechanical record that is practically flawless. Since the latest generation arrived in 2017, it has remained one of those rare motorcycles mechanics hardly ever worry about. Most workshop visits end with fresh oil, new tires, or a chain adjustment, not an engine sitting in pieces across the bench. Its 645 cubic centimeter liquid, cooled 90-degree V-twin has been refined for decades, delivering smooth power without placing unnecessary strain on internal components. That proven design has earned an outstanding reputation for long-term durability, while the fuel injection, gearbox, and valve train continue to avoid the recurring failures seen on many rivals. Clean used examples usually sell between $5,500 and $8,000, making the SV an easy recommendation for riders who want one motorcycle that excels at almost everything. Yet pavement isn't the only place where reliability is tested. Picture it, you buy the bike, it looked clean, it sounded great. 3 weeks later, the bills start, a worn chain, tired forks, a service the seller never mentioned. That's thousands gone on a bike you already paid full price for. Our inspection checklist catches every one of those before you pay, walking the bike like a mechanic. Spend $49 now or lose thousands later. Scan the QR on the right or tap the link in the description. Don't let a hidden problem drain your wallet. The next motorcycle has earned its reputation far from city streets, where breakdowns matter even more. And dependable engineering becomes the difference between finishing the ride and being stranded miles from help. Number 8. Kawasaki KLR 650. If you ever find yourself riding a motorcycle across the Mongolian steppe, through a flooded Amazon basin trail, or down the spine of the Andes Mountains, chances are you are sitting on a Kawasaki KLR 650. This adventure legend has earned its reputation by thriving where breakdowns simply aren't an option. That's why mechanics rarely see one with serious engine or gearbox trouble. More often than not, a KLR rolls into the shop for fresh tires, brake pads, chain service, or an oil change before heading right back into the wild. Its 652 cubic centimeter single-cylinder engine is tuned for durability instead of dazzling horsepower. The straightforward design keeps internal stress low while avoiding the complicated electronics that often plague larger adventure bikes. Even the once famous balancer tensioner concern has long since been addressed on newer models. Clean used examples typically sell between $4,000 and $6,500. The KLR isn't luxurious, and it doesn't pretend to be. It simply keeps going when the pavement ends. But there is one machine that simplifies the formula even further. Smaller, lighter, and almost stubbornly uncomplicated, the next motorcycle has spent decades convincing mechanics that sometimes the fewest moving parts create the fewest repair orders. Number 7. Yamaha TW200. Walk up to a Yamaha TW200, and the first thing you notice isn't the engine. It is the comically oversized, fat rear tire that looks like it belongs on an all-terrain quad rather than a lightweight dual sport. Since the late 1980s, this humble dual sport has built a reputation that mechanics admire because serious engine or transmission repairs are remarkably uncommon. More often than not, a TW rolls into the workshop needing little more than fresh oil, a new chain, or replacement tires after another season of dependable service. Its 196 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine is beautifully uncomplicated. Without radiators, water pumps, or other complex cooling components, there are simply fewer parts that can fail. Combined with modest power output and proven engineering, the result is exceptional long-term durability that has earned the trust of ranchers, hunters, campers, trail riders, and commuters alike. Clean used examples typically sell for between $3,500 and $5,000, and demand remains so strong that values rarely stay low for long. The TW200 proves that simplicity can outlast sophistication. Even so, simplicity isn't the only path to staying out of the repair bay. The next motorcycle proves that a modern, fuel-injected machine packed with everyday practicality can be just as uneventful from a mechanic's perspective. And that's a compliment few motorcycles ever receive. Number 6. Honda CB500X and NX500. If you want to find the engine that single-handedly handles the worst daily abuse on global highways, look no further than Honda's 471cc platform. Introduced in 2013 on the CB500X and recently evolved into the NX500, this adventure-style commuter machine was built with a hidden engineering advantage. It was designed to survive the strict regulations of the European market. Its 471 cubic centimeter liquid cooled parallel twin was designed for balance rather than brute force. Honda kept the engine under stress, allowing it to deliver smooth, dependable performance that routinely carries owners for years without major internal repairs. What impresses technicians most is how little goes wrong. The gearbox has an outstanding reputation, the charging system remains remarkably dependable, and valve inspections often reveal almost no adjustment is needed. Most workshop visits end with fresh fluids, brake pads, or a new chain instead of expensive repairs. Clean used examples generally sell between $4,500 and $7,000, making this one of the smartest all-around motorcycles money can buy. But some engines develop a reputation that spreads far beyond the showroom. The next motorcycle is powered by a twin that's become one of the most trusted power plants mechanics have worked on in the last decade, earning respect one trouble-free mile at a time. Number 5. Yamaha XSR700. Looks can fool you. Beneath the Yamaha XSR700's vintage styling hides one of the toughest modern engines ever to wear a fuel tank. Mechanics know the secret well. These bikes rarely show up with blown engines, worn gearboxes, or expensive internal failures. Most visits end with fresh oil, new tires, brake pads, and a quick inspection before they're back on the road. The heart of the XSR is Yamaha's legendary 689 cubic centimeter CP2 parallel twin. Instead of chasing outrageous horsepower, Yamaha engineered it for everyday torque, smooth power delivery, and long-term durability. The result is an engine that regularly covers astonishing mileage with little more than scheduled maintenance. The fuel injection, cooling system, and transmission have all earned an outstanding reputation for reliability. Clean used examples typically sell between $6,000 and $8,500. It's proof that timeless style doesn't have to come at the expense of dependability. Still, the motorcycles ahead aren't just dependable, they've become benchmarks. The next machine has spent generations showing mechanics that true reliability isn't measured by horsepower, but by how rarely a toolbox needs to come off the bench. Number 4, Honda Super Cub C125. If you want to view the machine that put the entire planet on two wheels, you are looking at the Honda Super Cub. With over 100 million units built since 1958, it isn't just the most successful motorcycle ever made, it is the most produced motor vehicle in human history. It earned that title not by hiding in pristine garages, but by serving as the utilitarian backbone of global commerce, carrying everything from stacks of livestock to families of 4 through unpaved city streets. The modern Super Cub C125 uses a 125 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine with electronic fuel injection and a 4-speed semi-automatic transmission. Its low-stress design, simple construction, and proven engineering allow it to deliver remarkable longevity with minimal maintenance. From a mechanic's perspective, the Super Cub avoids many expensive failures by staying simple. There is no radiator system to maintain, no manual clutch to abuse, and very few complicated parts waiting to fail. Most shop visits involve tires, chains, brakes, or normal wear items. With used examples typically selling between $3,000 and $4,500, the Super Cub remains one of the smartest choices for commuters, beginners, and riders who value dependable transportation above everything else. But longevity alone doesn't impress experienced technicians anymore. The next motorcycle carries that same reputation while handling far greater speed, weight, and distance, a combination that makes its workshop record even more remarkable. Number 3, Yamaha FJR1300. Some motorcycles make you plan shorter trips. The Yamaha FJR1300 makes you wonder how much farther you can go before sunset. For nearly 2 decades, this sport touring icon earned the trust of riders who measured ownership in hundreds of thousands of miles, not weekends. That's exactly why mechanics rarely see one with a failed engine or worn-out transmission. Most arrive for fresh tires, brake pads, fluids, and little else. Its 1,298 cubic centimeter inline 4 was engineered for effortless highway miles instead of chasing maximum output. Paired with a proven shaft drive and an exceptionally durable gearbox, the FJR has become famous for covering astonishing distances while asking very little in return. Even valve inspections rarely uncover significant wear. Clean used examples typically sell between $6,500 and $12,000. The FJR proves that comfort and performance don't have to come with expensive repair bills. But the motorcycle waiting at number 2 has built an even stronger reputation, becoming the machine many mechanics quietly consider almost impossible to wear out. Number 2, Honda Goldwing GL1800. Luxury motorcycles usually keep mechanics busy. The Honda Goldwing GL1800 somehow does the opposite. Packed with premium technology, long-distance comfort, and sophisticated engineering, you'd expect it to spend plenty of time on a repair lift. Instead, most Goldwings arrive for little more than scheduled maintenance after another cross-country adventure. Beneath the bodywork sits Honda's legendary 1,833 cubic centimeter flat 6, an engine celebrated for its silky smooth power and astonishing durability. Paired with a dependable shaft drive and a remarkably proven transmission, it's built to devour highway miles while asking for very little in return. Despite its complexity, serious engine, drivetrain, and transmission failures remain exceptionally rare. Well-kept used examples typically sell between $18,000 and $28,000. It isn't inexpensive, but few motorcycles reward their owners with this level of confidence year after year. If you've enjoyed the countdown so far, take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Every click helps us keep uncovering the motorcycles, stories, and engineering details that most riders never hear about. Still, one machine has earned an even greater reputation among professional mechanics. A motorcycle so dependable that many recommend it before the conversation about reliability has even begun. Number 1. Honda ST1300. If experienced motorcycle mechanics had to choose one machine for a cross-country journey tomorrow, the Honda ST1300 would be near the top of the list. It was never designed to chase attention. Honda built it for one purpose: covering enormous distances with confidence. More than 2 decades later, it remains a motorcycle respected by commuters, police fleets, endurance riders, and the technicians who know what breaks and what does not. Its 1,261 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V4 engine delivers smooth, effortless power through a 5-speed transmission and durable shaft drive. Instead of being highly stressed, the engine was tuned for reliability and long-distance comfort. Many examples have surpassed 100,000 miles with only routine service. Mechanics admire the ST1300 because major failures are exceptionally uncommon. The drivetrain, cooling system, and engine components have proven remarkably durable, while most workshop visits involve tires, brakes, or scheduled maintenance. Used examples typically sell between $5,000 and $9,000, making it one of the greatest values in sport touring. The ST1300 proves that the best motorcycles are not always the loudest or newest. They are the ones that quietly earn trust mile after mile. 15 motorcycles, one lesson remains clear. The machines mechanics respect most are the ones that spend the least time needing them. And if you enjoyed discovering which bikes stay out of the workshop, you're going to love what we've prepared next. Our next countdown uncovers another side of motorcycling that most riders never get to see. But once you do, you'll never look at motorcycles the same way again. Click the next video to keep the road trip going. Join our tribe by subscribing. And if you enjoyed today's ride, don't forget to like this video.